And welcome, it's Jonathan of intranetfuture here with the Social Today show, and this is where we pick a theme on social media for the week, and I break that down into different segments and talk about that particular social media theme Monday through till Friday. So welcome to everybody who's joining in, and this week's theme is Twitter best practice, suggested by a viewer, so thank you very much for your suggestion there. And today we're going to be talking, welcome Shona, we're going to be talking about Twitter strategy. So as it happens, I'm just writing a social media strategy for a client this afternoon, hence a bit late on today. So it is fresh in my mind of what constitutes a good Twitter strategy. But I think the first point to make when we're looking at Twitter best practice is basically to have a plan, to have a strategy when you're looking at using social media or a particular social network. In fact, it's a good idea as part of your strategy to decide which social network you're going to use. But this week we're talking about, welcome in, we're talking about Twitter. So in terms of a Twitter strategy, what I would include, I would have a big goal at the top of a strategy. I would then have objectives, smart objectives underneath that. I hope you can watch the replay, Sammy. And underneath those smart objectives, I would either have a single plan, which would perhaps incorporate a content plan, or I'd basically have a plan on how to achieve those objectives along with a separate content plan if that content plan was included. And then I'd finish up the strategy document, by having a section on measurement. So basically, myself and the client could see how we were getting on, welcome Jerome, with regard to use of Twitter and whether it was benefiting the business. So there are zillions of ways at the end of the day of producing a social media strategy, marketing strategy, any sort of strategy, business strategy, a number of different formats, but that would be my format. So almost tempted to write this down for you, actually. Let me just disappear from view and write this down. So at the top, I would have a goal. Underneath that, I would have objectives, and I would make those what's called smart objectives. And then I would have a plan. Then, if we're including a content plan, I would have a content plan, and then I would have a section on measurement at the end. So basically, in a shell, that would be my core contents for a Twitter strategy, or indeed a social media strategy. So big business goal at the top, that could be, say, increase sales with Twitter. Then objectives, looking at business objectives and how you can achieve that goal. So for example, it could be attracting visitors to your website via Twitter. That could be a measurable objective that you could include. Then a plan element would be how you're actually going to achieve that. So on Twitter, for example, that might be including links in your tweet. That's an obvious one, including links in your tweet back to, say, blog or your website, but having a legitimate reason for linking back to the website. Content plan would contain a whole bunch of ideas around content for your tweets in this case, and the measurement section would show how you would measure the progress of the whole strategy. Welcome. In a nutshell, that would be basically my sort of idea of a Twitter plan or a Twitter strategy. So all this week, basically, we're going to be measurement. Question coming in. Thank you for your question. Thank you, Scholars. How can you be confident that visitors are coming from Twitter? Well, a number of tools you can use to measure that. First of all, I would use Google Analytics, because that breaks down in social reports, an area in social reports on Google Analytics. It breaks down the traffic from different social networks. So you can actually see what numbers are coming in from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. And actually it does that in some detail. So you can even plot their journey throughout the website. You can see what pages they enter the website and where they go subsequently. Also, if you use a tool like Buffer, Buffer includes a measurement section. You're welcome. Buffer shows you how many people have clicked on a particular tweet. So if that tweet includes a link to your website, that's another way of doing it. And finally, you ought to take a look at Twitter Analytics, because there's a whole bunch of measurement stuff under Twitter Analytics. I've actually covered that in a previous scope. So sort of 3 ways that you can measure that traffic coming in from Twitter there. But thanks very much for your question. If anyone has got any further questions on Twitter strategy or planning or Twitter best practice, please do let me know. So for those just joined, basically we're looking at Twitter best practices this week, and really a good starting point on the Monday, on the start of the week, is have a plan, create a strategy or a plan. Exactly, Bitly is, thanks for that, Rick, that's another good suggestion. You can actually use Buffer and incorporate Bitly links as well, so you're kind of like doubling up there. Buffer will measure for you, but also you can go over to Bitly and measure your traffic as well. So nice one. So there's actually 4 ways there. Oh, thank you for feeding my suggestions back to me. Thanks very much, Rick. Brilliant, cool. So yeah, Twitter best practices strategy today. I've got a bit of a plan actually. Talking about planning today, so. Excuse me 1 second. Should have this on screen. So, yeah, tomorrow we're talking about content and sort of proportions of your content when it comes to Twitter best practice. Yeah, thanks. I can see you taking notes, Rick. Wednesday we're going to be looking at the importance of the visual. Donald, affiliate marketing, interesting. I wonder what affiliate sites you sort of use there. Thursday we're going to be looking at the importance of listening and some tools around that. Thanks, Skevos. Much appreciated. And Friday we're going to be looking at tools. Broadcast on Thursday could be a bit short because I'm at Connect Business Day in Cheltenham. It's an excellent business show. If you're local to Cheltenham, do come along. It's free, but you do need to pre-register for that show on Thursday. It's at the Pavilion in Cheltenham. So it might be a bit brief on Thursday, but I'll also be periscoping live from that particular business show. And Friday I'm actually in Dublin, so again could be a bit of a short broadcast on Friday. But that's basically the plan, looking at Twitter best practice this week. So have a fantastic day. If there's no more questions, I will be off now, back to producing this strategy. See you on Thursday at Connect Business Day, Gerald. Indeed. So I need to get back to that. My brand is Savvy Mom. Oh, okay, excellent. I see. Yeah, affiliate marketing, brilliant. Yeah, that's it. Connect Business Org. Thanks very much for putting that link up. Yeah, it really is a good event, that. It's been going 5 years. In fact, I actually helped organise the very first one. This year I've got a stand and also be on the digital marketing panel. So perhaps if you prefer asking me questions in face-to-face world, bricks and mortar world, rather than virtual world, rather than digital, then please do come along and ask me a question there. So I think that's it for now. If you're watching this on the replay or you do have any further questions, then of course do ping me a question on Twitter, where you can find me, same handle as Periscope, at intranetfuture. And also tonight, I don't know if I'll be taking part, but I'll certainly be watching an interesting blab at 5 o'clock for those of you on Blab. That's blab.im. And it's around Engage ORS is the title of that blab. So tune into that to see what it's all about. Might not necessarily be broadcasting on that one, but I'll certainly be watching, and it could be interesting. There's some social media marketing people on that, very good people on that tonight, including Thomas Power. Okay, so that's it for now. Back to my strategy. Enjoy whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, and see you tomorrow, where we'll be talking a little bit about content for Twitter. Bye for now.